Hi, Michael here again. I'm back out on my travels on the bike. Twofold, I want to take you around the town, show you how lovely it is. And secondly, I'm trying to get fit for a bike ride next week. So maybe that's not going to happen. So I'm going to head from Hartlepool Marina down to the headland, hopefully off-road a little bit. Maybe it's about, I don't know, if it's 5 miles, it's fair enough. If it's 7 miles, then all well and good. All right, let's go through the car park. It's a good start. Approaching this roundabout, I could quite clearly see that this guy hadn't seen me at all, and he was just going to pull right out in front of me. And yeah. Hey! You didn't you see me? I was turning right on the roundabout as you came round the corner. Okay, fair enough. I know. Okay. It's so easy to miss the bikes, and it's not like, I'm quite fairly well lit. Yes, I am on the path, but it's a very busy road, this, and as you've just seen, it is so easy to hit a bike. So I'm very wary of it. Now I want to get across this road. I'll go around the outside. Right, I'm going to dismount here, there's too much traffic. Thank you, kind sir. Cheers, mate. Well, I've got my coat on because it looked a bit inclement, but I'm actually very warm. When I've stopped there, I realised how warm it is. Through the bush. There's somebody on the path, but I'll get on the grass. Let me get near him. I'm getting on the road. There isn't usually anybody on the path coming down here. The road. This can be a bit naughty getting across sometimes because you can't see the cars whipping around the corner. This is actually cycle route 14, I believe it said on that sign there. It's nice with that wind blowing on me. I'm still in two minds whether to take the jacket off or not. There's a lady on the cycle path, which she probably doesn't realise. Just coming through behind you. Thank you. We do have the bell, of course, but people sometimes get a bit irate when you ring the bell. They think you're telling them to get out the way, where you're actually just advising people that you're coming through. And to be aware, it's not a loud ding. Oh, what's these little birds running along here? And brown ones on the left. Now when we get to the end of here, we've got to cross the road and there's a big bank, which I haven't attempted for I'm going to say 5 years. And I probably won't be able to get up. I know my mate Steve got up it the other day, but he's fitter than me. And I'll definitely be sweating when I get to the top. I'll get it in the lowest gear possible. See how it goes. Right, I'm on the easiest cog now, in 4th gear. If I just go gentle. The trouble is you can't get a run up the bank. Go. See what I mean? Doesn't look that steep when you're not used to it. Maybe if I zigzag up it. So this is Hartlepool Rovers Rugby Club on the left here. Used to play for them back in the day. I reached the dizzy heights of the 4th team, and sometimes the 4th team extra, which was basically the 5th team. I think my younger brother David, he played for the first team once, maybe. Oh yeah, my legs are burning. First gear on both sets of cogs here. It's flattening out a bit, but there's a steeper bit right at the end. Well, it'll be time for a drink and a little rest. Slight downhill bit. Get some speed up. Oh, it's burning. Burning, burning, burning. But I've made it. Hey, look at this. All these new houses. Wow. Anyway, we'll have a little stop here. Ooh. Should we check what my heartbeat is after that? 137. I honestly didn't know whether I would get up there or not. 111. I think I'm going to take this off. Probably get cold when I get down onto the seafront in a minute. Trouble with this, it doesn't breathe. So now I'm wet, and it does feel cold when I've taken it off. Right, let's go. Get it up, back into the middle cog. Oh, I can feel it in the top of my legs, and my thighs. So this is a brand new housing estate which is built on what's called the Spy and Cop area of the town. Formerly it was an industrial site for Steatley magnesite, and I know there was what they called a destroyer up here as well. Oh my, look at the rain over there. Oh, that doesn't look good. I'm going to get drenched. Ah well. There used to be a path through here. Does it still exist? It looks like it does. Here we go. So building on either side. Looks like they put a ditch in to get rid of the water. So we're nearly on the coast. I've set off from the coast. I've come across the town a little bit and ease the coast again. Hopefully we see some dolphins. I think the builders might be going to get us soaking as well soon enough. Right, we're going to get down onto the seafront there, on the headland, and go right round the prom. And I believe it is still part of the cycle route. I'm not 100% sure, but there isn't any sign saying no cycling. Beautiful beach, but can be a little bit dangerous. Coastal path, English coastal path it says. Right, it's fairly flat along here. Give me a chance to get my breath back. Warning, danger from high seas. Who'd have thought in England, huh? You probably can't tell it's me with me hat on. It's Mick with the grey hair underneath. Smudge! Smudgy! See you later, mate. Take care. You too. So it's a beautiful promenade we've got along here, and a beautiful beach, and the sea, of course. Not very warm even this time of the year, which is in July. But that's where I learned to swim, and just off here, the next set of steps down the ramp, there's me and a bunch of friends. We came swimming, and as you do, there was no warnings in them days. And we did get caught in a riptide, and it was like, I can only describe it as like being in a washing machine. And we seriously thought we were going to die. But we didn't. We managed to get out to fight another day. So up the top there, in what's now Seaview Terrace, there used to be the barracks, which were mysteriously knocked down, accidentally. Yeah, well, and just up this bank, when we get to it, there's a gun emplacement, which I believe was the Ferry Cove gun emplacement. And there's a replica gun up there. But I'm not going up the bank. I've already done one big bank. But yeah, this was our playground here. Such a good place to have grown up. If anybody's looking for somewhere to bring the kids up, and a permanent playground on the doorstep. A little bit dangerous, yeah, but such fun. But what they have done is they've put a loads, well, they've changed the sea defence along here and where we've just been. But they haven't done a very good job of it. It keeps getting, every time there's a bad storm, these blocks get knocked out. Some of them do anyway. Not a very good design at all, really. And on the other side, there's loads of blocks. They are natural looking blocks. But it has spoiled where we used to play. Especially a little bit further along what we used to call the Elephant Rock. It wasn't really the Elephant Rock at all, but it was a big rock that we used to play around, climb up, and dive off, in fact. And they said, when they're doing all these sea defences, that they weren't going to damage it. But you can barely even see it now. All this stuff on the left there, we used to call them our camps. We'd just happily play between them till the tide came up and got us. All right, let's find this said Elephant Rock, what we used to call it anyway. You can see it, the top's been taken off. So that big slab in the middle there, that was it, and it was at least double the height of that. And of course, it didn't have these rocks around it at all. And there was a big pool just on the right-hand side of it there that you could dive into. They promised us that wouldn't be damaged, but they did. There you go. If it stops the headland from falling into the sea. I did make a video all about it when there was this option 4 available, which was just to allow it to fall into the sea, which we all kicked off about. And through public demand, we did manage to get it booted out, so there was no option 4. Whether that was just a ploy by them to go ahead with what they wanted to do in the first place, I don't know. A cynical person might think that. So we've got the Youth Battery Museum up the top there. You'll have seen plenty of videos from me about that. Don't need to go into it again. And the lighthouse on the right there, which is the second lighthouse. The first one had to be knocked down because it was getting in the way of the guns that were firing from the gun battery. And there's a lot of history about the bombardment of the Hartlepools in this area. And in fact, the first British soldier was killed on the spot, just up there in the First World War. So we've got all these beautiful Victorian houses on the right-hand side here, Cliff Terrace. And in fact, the War Memorial. where I go every year for the bombardment. That's all right. It's all right. It's fine, mate. Probably not supposed to be on the path here. We'll go down and have a look at the paddling pool. I do believe it's been filled up.
The old Kirkham Hotel on the right there?
We have the same thing every year, people complaining that there's no water in the paddling pool. God, bit of a bone shaker this bit. There's dog exclusion zone, but it doesn't say bike exclusion zone. Oh, the council are down cleaning it up, ready for the summer. Again, I've had so much fun in this paddling pool. Well, they took the bridge down because it was dangerous. And the block stands. And it looks like they're doing more work on the end of the Youth Pier there. I've got a video about that as well, which I'll put a link on. Well, I'll put a QR code on, and then you can just pause and scan it if you want to have a look at that one. Little playground for the kids here, some, well, they're not sharp concrete blocks, but they're not soft either. The old swimming pool, which you can just about make up. Probably have a video about that as well. Just follow that QR code there. So I've only biked from just over there, but you can't come across, so you've got to come all the way around. Maybe they should build a bridge. Now it looks like there's some work being done on the pilot pier. Unless they're just storing the machines here. I'll go and investigate. The wind's getting up. I fear the rain will be here any second. Are you all right there? Oh, it's really pouring down over the Cleveland Hills. Maybe it's blown that way and we've missed it. Hope so. Good little spot for fishing in the channel into the deep water berth. All right. The ancient seawall, which is well over 800 years old. Right, I've got to get up this bank now. See if I can manage it. Oh, he's struggling again, he's struggling. There you go. Just about. All right. So we've got Mary Roundtree's Cafe and Restaurant on the side here. Handicap. And the pot house. Let's go and have a look at Handicap. I'm sure we all know who this little fella is, don't we? If not, get some back issues of the Daily Mirror. Off the path, man, off the path. They don't like it, look, there's a sign. so many a good night had in the pothouse. The Croft Gardens on the right, or the Tea Gardens as some people like to call them, and the ancient St Hilda's Church, which is as old as the wall, if not older parts of it anyway. And these are the famous houses on the seafront, the Ballamori houses. But I'm definitely going to have to dismount the bike here. That's fine. Beautiful houses. Used to play in that house when we were kids with an old friend who I just got in contact with again on Facebook. I'd called Mark Yule. It used to be called Harbour Antiques, and he lived there as a child. And we used to practice in the band there as well. Shame we didn't have video back then, or is it a shame? Probably not. Right. It's a brand new lifeboat on the other side there, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to get down. I'm not walking along. That didn't look very graceful, did it? Then another no cycling sign. This is where the ferry used to go across to take the workers from the headland over to all the industry on the other side at Middleton. And on the left coming up we've got the Fish Quay, which sadly we're not allowed to go on, even though we used to when we were kids. And have a little sneak preview. Well, you know, other places like Whitby, North Shields, they make a thing of it, but here now. So we're now in Southgate, and on the left here we've got the old Union pub, which is now private flats, I do believe. And a little bit further on, got one of my favourite pubs, the Fisherman's Arms, and one of Lewis's fantastic murals on the side there. Now he has got a show on in the art gallery at the moment over in town, and we've also got the ship here, which you normally end up in on Carnival Day at some point. Right, we'll get back on the main road and I'm going to head down Northgate. Enormous tea shop, not sure if that's still open. Could well be. Dentist, I used to live up there. Back in the 80s. My old mate's shop, Harlow's Fish Shop. Gatey's pub. Favourite Chinese in the town, Lee Garden. And just about here, we've got my old shop, my old photography shop. That one there. And the wonderful Globe pub as well, which I know is either up for sale or has been sold. Great little pub that. Nice garden out the back too. Now the wind's against me now. When I looked at the wind turbines out of my bedroom window this morning, I decided that going to the headland would be a good idea because the wind would be behind me on the way back. But it isn't. It always seems to be in my face. Right, cycle track. Never understood these really. As you'll see a little bit further up, it's a waste of time having a cycle track because all the cars are parked in it. The Carnegie building, which used to be the Headland Library and Maritime Museum. A long time ago, good times had in there. Now I did fall off trying to climb over the fence once, different fence to that one. Fell down, got my trouser leg flares, caught in one of the spikes, smacked my head on the floor, bump the size of an orange. That's probably why I'm a little bit forgetful these days. I've had plenty of bangs on the head over the years and definitely seen stars and little bluebirds flying around. So this is what I'm talking about with these cycle tracks. Obviously can't go in them. Back in the cycle track, not that you can see it, mind. Oh guys, let's have a look at paint round here.
Over on the right here, we've got the Thruston engine house, which used to house a steam winding engine. The engine was used to haul coal wagons up a railway incline to the coal stairs at the Victoria Harbour. It was built, I think, around about the 1840
Right,
mark.
the stone tells me that I'm just about to leave the headland. But now onto what we used to call the Central Estate. I'm not sure if it's still called that. So it's a bit of a boring ride back now. Nothing much to see. I'll leave the camera running though. I'll speed it up a bit. You're not missing much. Apart from a former nursing home, which is in disrepair. Might go over and have a look at that. Means crossing the road though. You might be able to see the roof, which has been on fire. Just needs a bit of care and attention, doesn't it? Either knocking down or somebody come in and do the place up. Simple, isn't it really? Somebody owns it, it must be worth something to somebody.
Well, I don't know whether you can hear me or not with all the traffic, but the battery ran out on my camera, which is a bit surprising. It's supposed to last a bit longer than that, but hey-ho, didn't bring a spare one like the proper professional that I am. Well, I've just checked on my phone and we've done 6.9 miles, so I was about exactly right. So I'm not going to bother go around the marina, I'm just going to go home. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up and a comment. I will reply back to you if you do comment. And subscribe, it's completely free. If you like, then I'll carry on doing more bike rides around the town. And that is me. I will catch you next time. Bye now.